Ladies and gentlemen, the American cheer and Bulldog Nation, welcome to the Bulldog Show. As always, we're sponsored by Deters Law, Parks Yoga, and you can always check us out on all of our different platforms. Well, I thought of a few more things that I want to keep saying about the East Palestine situation, and they are as follows. First and foremost, can you imagine if this happened in a black community in Chicago or New York City? If it happened in Georgetown, Washington, D.C.? Poor white people in the heart of this country, this is how they get treated by corporate America, the media, and the federal swamp. It's pretty interesting, isn't it? And then you've got the situation where this just blows my mind. They released 1,109,400,000 pounds of vinyl chloride. There's more vinyl chloride has been released into the air, water, environment than happens in an entire year, they say. I mean, what a cluster mess. What a cluster mess. But it just really bothers me. What if it happens somewhere else? We found out that the balloon that got shot down by a $400,000 Sidewinder missile was a Northern Illinois Bottle Cap Balloon Brigade balloon. How freaking embarrassing. I mean, Joe Biden is a boob. He's just a big boob. And then we find out about the path of the China balloon, which they let finish their job. It goes over Guam, our base, goes over Hawaii. I mean, they clearly had this balloon go over our military installations. I mean, then we shoot it down when it's across it's in the Atlantic Ocean. Oh, we couldn't shoot it down in the Pacific Ocean? When we knew it was going to Guam? Good God. Fetterman has checked himself in for clinical depression. I got a theory about this. He got all gung-ho, needed the job, wanted the job. He now realizes he ain't cut out for this job. There is no way Fetterman is not like, man, I'm not cut out for this job. And I think that's just triggering God only knows what with this guy. McConnell says what's going on in Ukraine is the single most important thing in the world. Really? Really, Mitch? China and the balloon wars. You know, China now says that they want to retaliate. There's got to be some consequences. Boy, they got Joe compromised so much. Meanwhile, Pete Buttigieg says, this derailing's getting all the attention. You think, Pete? He says there's 1,000 derailments a year. and by the way, it's Trump's fault too. Don Lemon says women are only in their prime in their 20s, 30s, and 40s. Nikki Haley's past her prime. Boy, what an outrage. He had to apologize. Unbelievable. Rick Scott says Joe Biden has got full-blown dementia, is incompetent, shouldn't be president. I agree with Rick Scott. Some Democratic lawmakers want $1,000 to be paid to everybody born after 2005. Whatever happened to self-reliance? And last but not least, there was another train wreck with some bad chemicals in Detroit. Think about all those gotaways that are coming in this country. Could railroad sabotage be their new thing? You never know. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day. Ladies and gentlemen, the American cheer and Bulldog Nation, welcome to Bulldogtv Local News. As always, we're sponsored by Deters Law, Parks Yoga, and don't forget to check us out on all of our platforms. Well, the lead story today is New Palestine. It continues and continues, but it affects our area a little bit. The chemicals that leaked in the Ohio River after the East Palestine train derailment are coming. Officials think the butyl acrylate will arrive in the Cincinnati area sometime this weekend via the Ohio River. Experts believe there will be no harmful level of chemicals found. And also, apparently, some of the stuff coming in the air might hit here as well. Bottom line is, buckle up. You know, I was thinking about this, just common sense. I'm not a scientist, but when you think about those chemicals going in the air, I mean, it's like disbursement. It just expands. Going into water, where does water go? It seeps in the ground. It goes to its lowest point. It just keeps moving. I mean, it's amazing what's happening here. Long crime. Nicholas Turner's turned himself in for an attempted murder charge involving an online dispute. The Kenton County man shot an acquaintance after an online altercation that included insulting the man's baby. Turner shot the unidentified man several times in the Latonia area. No word yet on the victim's condition. 4 men have been charged with stealing 13 vehicles with multiple Coleraine car dealerships on Monday. The names of Keyston Carpenter and Aaron Corns have been released. The 2 unnamed are considering minors. All 13 vehicles were recovered and are valued at around $378,000. A judge ruled yesterday a family of a former Kroger employee can move forward with a wrongful death lawsuit. Evan Seafried was the dairy manager at the Milford Krogers for about 19 years before his death. The lawsuit claims Seafried was hazed and bullied by his superiors, which led him to taking his own life. Sad. Local news. Several Northern Kentucky officials have filed legislation challenging St. Elizabeth's stronghold in the region. This is called the Certificate of Need process, which I was the first to speak up against. I gave them the idea. You're welcome. House Bill 32 would allow new health care providers to move into Boone, Campbell, or Kenton County without a certificate of need. Kentucky currently requires a certificate of need, which has blocked potential health care providers from moving in. It's nuts. It's nuts. It's not good for Northern Kentucky that we only have St. Elizabeth Medical Center and all of their fraudulent billing and terrible health care. The Forest Hill School District is considering some $750,000 in major cuts after this year's school year. If voters deny a school levy in May, the district will make an additional $1.6 million more in cuts. In Kentucky state news, the Senate passed one of the more controversial issues facing Kentucky politicians on Thursday. The bill gives parents more access to issues their students may face in school, such as mental health or gender concerns. Senate Bill 150 was approved by a 29-6 vote and will now move on to the House. The mother of the transgender child who took their own life spoke out against this. Yesterday, the Kentucky Supreme Court ruled abortions will not resume in Kentucky. The court rejected a request to stop the enforcement of a near total ban on abortion. The ban on abortion has been mostly since the decision overturning Roe v. Wade. Kentucky had one of those trigger laws. Ohio State news. The state teachers retirement board has voted they are not confident in their pension fund leader. The board took a vote Thursday on Executive Director William Neville, who oversees the $90 billion pension fund. The split vote established board members lack confidence in Neville and want to change at the top. And in sports, Bally Sports, the Reds television network, is going to file Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Who knows what happens next? Coming up, Jamie Spin Lee and his world news.
Hello, Bulldog Nation. Today's world news. Ukraine's President Zelensky has ruled out giving up any of his country's territory in potential peace deal with Russia. He warned conceding land would mean Russia could keep coming back. Western weapons would bring peace closer. Protesters in Beirut lit fires and smashed bank windows over ongoing limits on cash withdrawals. Strict restrictions on withdrawing US dollars and Lebanese pounds have been in place since 2019, stopping people from accessing their savings. The demonstrations come as Lebanese pound hit a record low. South Africa is starting a joint military exercise with Russia and China that opposition's figure says amounts to an endorsement of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. The US has also criticized the 10-day naval drills, which will continue over the first anniversary of the war in Ukraine. And in sports, Barcelona tied with Manchester United 2-2 and Chelsea lost 1-0 to Borussia Dortmund from Germany in the first leg of the Champions League knockout stage. Until Monday, enjoy your weekend and thank you for watching. Cheerio.